Well, fellow students, how are you? How's everyone this evening? My name is Caroline Namgadi. I am basically a master's student. This is my second master's, by the way. My profession, I'm a psychologist. My first master's was in forensic psychology, and then the second master's is in international business. Simply because I've got a business currently going, an organization, and then obviously I do want to go into the business perspective of things because I want to be an owner rather than a consumer. So as you business students now know that you want to study business, I'm assuming everyone want to be an owner rather than a consumer, and not just want to own your own. These days everyone's got ownership. You can own your own easily. I'm just going to tell you my journey, how I got to be where I am today, which is very inspiring. Hence why I got the most inspiring black woman in the United Kingdom, 50 inspiring black women in the United Kingdom, 50. And 50. So it's 50 of us basically that were given that title. So right now I am very aspiring to mentor and to develop human development business-wise as well. But I used to be in a gang when I was little, and we got in a lot of trouble. This is why I wanted to study psychology, because when we got to court, some people went to jail, someone got murdered, some people went to jail. When we got to court, friends denied each other, and everybody knew what went on. So I said, what makes the art of a man's mind reject someone who's been good to them and close to them? So I wanted to study the art of psychology, what motivates people to do things that they do. So from there, after I went to uni. When I got to uni, I got inspired by someone else actually. We all need mentors. I got inspired by my college lecturer who saw something in me. And he said to me, you know what, Caroline, instead of you being delinquent, you can actually do it because I see you've got skills and you are able to do it. So when you have lecturers that do take time to look up to your progression, really value that, because not everybody does that. Anyway, cut the long story short, this lecturer invested in my time academically, supported me. Then I got to university. So when I got to university, I studied psychology for my first degree. Psychology and criminology for my first degree, combined honours. Then I finished that. And I said to myself, because I'm so interested, because the more you study, once you see this degree is not going to be, you're going to be pushed to educate yourself further. Whether you want to do diploma, or you want to do professional studies, or you want to do a master's or PhD, once you educate yourself and you get some aspect of knowledge, you want to go further to educate yourself more. So I said to myself, after I finished the degree, I said to myself, I want to go more into forensics. So forensic psychology deals with investigation of murders, investigation of crime, investigations of intentions of committing crimes, and other stuff, typologies. So I got to that, and then all throughout that journey, I've had lecturers, people that are really valuing who I am, my academic progress. And you as students, you definitely have to put effort into what you want to achieve, because obviously you got outside forces that you also have to deal with after school, your family, whatever. But you have to be one-track minded if you want an education, because education, mature education, actually, there's a lot of mature students here, is not easy, because you obviously, as your lecturer was talking to you in terms of how economy is going up and down, home, budgeting and all that, all of those influences. But now, my present time now, I'm doing my master's in international business, which is very different from the psychological field, from the science field, because psychology is a science of mind and investigation and the criminal aspect of it. So with this master's in business, I want to own my own. As I said to you before, I am very interested in people's mindset, how you can develop them to be self-ownership, right? I've got an organization called Think Tank 720, and that deals with institutions, different businesses coming together underneath one think tank. It's actually the first BME think tank in the United Kingdom. So within the think tank, we have organizations, we have business owners, we have lawyers, we have policy makers, and we've also got young people underneath the think tank. So the think tank, the reason for the think tank in my vision was that there is, as you see in society, there's certain people that are segregated and their needs are not met in society. You know, underclass, called underclass, you know, BME, or ethnic minority, or people of a difference. So I said, you know, we need to push different policies, and we need to get grassroots organizations, which is NGO, non-governmental organizations, which are mostly charities, mostly social enterprises, to be supported. Because you might start a business and your business is not really supported, you don't have enough capital, but there is funding out there. You know, you've got the lottery fund, you've got this and that, and they all require different requirements, you see. And then when you start a business, you need a lawyer, you know, to do contracts. You need, as you start to get in that business world, you find out that it all connects. Lawyers, accounting, because you guys are studying finance, aren't you? The financial module is hard. It's one of the hardest because I'm not from a finance background. It's one of the hardest that I ever done. And so in regards to that, I do suggest that you do really make friendship with your finance lecturer and ask him for extra materials and things like that, you know. So I'm going to tell you 2 secrets of business, doing business. There's principles of businesses, which are 3 tools. Have you guys heard of the pestle analysis? Have you heard of the SWOT analysis? Have you heard of 5 Porter's Theory? These are the tools that you need that are surrounding any business aspect. So what happens is, who can tell me what the pestle does?
An analysis of the environment of the business runs, mostly.
Okay.
I mean, you can do a pestle analysis on the country, that's political, economical, technological.
Yes. So as she said, she's very quite right. It's a tool that you can use to analyze the information of a business and the credibility of a business. You can use it in marketing, you can use it in any form of business aspect that you need to go to, but it's a big tool. Sometimes it's cut in the middle, sometimes, you know, it depends on the business that you're doing. But remember, this is an external tool. Pestle is used to analyze the business outside of the business. It's an external tool, it's not an internal tool. So who can tell me what the internal tool is?
SWOT analysis.
There you go. So you guys are really well equipped for this. So these tools are very important. When you're doing any of your assignments, you will find that pestle is in there. Whilst your lecturer was talking to you, he was discussing the pestle analysis, but indirectly. You know, he was asking the business environment, he was telling you, because as I was listening, I was like, this is all pestle. So once you start doing your assignment, ensure that you use the pestle